pattern, and then ultimately it turns into matter. Yes or no? Yes. So this then, you, free-willed consciousness, who's a soul on the journey back to the unified field, because that's where we came from. If this is everybody, everyone, everything, everywhere, and every time, it gets a little boring. So then the moment you begin to become aware of yourself, you're no longer that self. You're separate. You can see yourself, yes? So what if this became aware of itself, and all of a sudden it began to experience separation? And then it observed itself all the way down. Every single person in this room came from that place until ultimately we appear as form. Are you with me still? So then, this is an objective consciousness. It's omnipresent. It's always present. It's superconscious. It's whole. And when it's slowing down its frequency into form, as it slowed down its frequency right at the level of light that we see, we created polarity. You know, an electron, photon, positron. We created a split in energy. And it began to slow down at the level of light into matter. And Einstein said E equals mc squared. And the currency converter between energy and matter is the speed of light. And nothing in this material realm could travel faster than the speed of light. So then as you begin to take your attention off your body, off the people in your life, off the things you own, all the places you have to go, and off of time, would you agree then, instead of putting your attention into matter, you begin to put your attention into becoming nobody, no one, no thing, nowhere, and no time, and you would start turning towards the unified field. But you can't enter as your body, because the body exists down here. You have to enter as an awareness. And yeah, you will move through levels of pain, you will move through levels of grief, you will move through levels of irritation and anger, you will move through levels of frustration and impatience, because they're all frequency patterns that you have to travel through to get beyond this space and time. That's information that we have to move through. And as you continue surrendering into the belief or the understanding that there's a more unified energy, and it is the object of your affection, and you want to connect with it, would you agree that the moment you start thinking about your body, you just turn your attention back to density? The moment you start thinking about your wife or your husband, you return back to this space and time. Yes? The moment you start thinking about how long it's going to take, you're back here. Are you with me still? So then, if you were able to linger in the unknown, where there's nothing that you can experience with your senses, because you only can experience that right here, you could only experience greater frequencies with your awareness, with your consciousness, because consciousness is awareness, and awareness is paying attention and noticing. So then as you venture through these different levels of consciousness, these different frequencies and energies, the moment you cross over as nobody, no one, no thing, nowhere, and no time, you are moving beyond this patterning of form, beyond duality, separation, polarity of light. And now, right when you get to this point, you are standing on the nexus, the bridge to enter the quantum field. Now, if you don't know what the quantum field is, you don't know what to look for. And then, of course, you would go back to drinking box of wine, because that's all you know. Are you with me still? But if you begin to understand, as you move beyond the light, there are greater and greater degrees of wholeness, oneness, unity that you would continue to experience as an awareness. And if you became aware of it and you paid attention to it, And you experienced it moment by moment by moment, not with your senses, but with your awareness, because this is a realm beyond your senses. And you were able to open your focus and sense and experience it. And I said there was more. Become more aware of it. And you were completely present. Would you agree then? The moment you go from somebody to someone, to something, to somewhere, and sometime, to nobody, no one, no thing, nowhere, and no time, you're taking your attention and moving it towards that mirror, are you not? So then when you become nobody, no one, no thing, nowhere, and no time, you've gotten beyond this 3D world. You're in no space and no time. But if you get to that point, and you start returning back to everything in this place, you ventured to that far and never went any further. Would you agree? But if you understood that there were greater and greater frequencies carrying information for you to experience, and you began to pay attention to that intelligent love, that loving intelligence, and you continuously surrendered an aspect of your limited self to join the greater self, to allow your consciousness to merge and go deeper into that unified field, its consciousness, to let it merge with you, and to surrender to love, continuously going deeper, trusting in that unknown field that there's something there. Would you agree? If you started moving closer to it, you would begin to experience less separation from people and things and places, and more unified with everyone, everything, everywhere, every place, and every time. Yes or no? You know it's the realm of materialism because you can experience it with your senses, yes or no? Yes. But if I took away your sight, your hearing, your feeling, your tasting, your smelling, you couldn't experience 3D reality, yes or no? Yes. You have no awareness of it because you define it with your senses. You can't feel even bumping into a wall. So then who are you when you're not that? That's consciousness, would you agree? So let me say it another way. Poke the person next to you. This is the realm of matter, yes or no? Yes. This is the realm of density, yeah? Yes. So then what if I took all the people and disappeared them? Boom. All the things, poof. All the places, gone. Take away time. Take away light. Would you agree then if I took the entire Earth away, and then all the planets in the known universe, and all the stars, and all the galaxies, and anything that was made of matter, you would be left with an empty space. Would you agree? Yes. Now listen, an empty space of material things. Are you with me still? Yes. So then, if you don't have senses to experience that empty space, and you learned that it wasn't an empty space, and you began to pay attention to a coherent, unifying, loving intelligence and intelligent love, and looked for it, and was present with it, and experienced it, and felt it, and opened up and relaxed into it, and let go completely, or give up and surrender to it. Would you agree then, if you're experiencing it with your senses, it would be a very difficult process. But if you're experiencing it as an awareness, and you're aware of it, then that empty space all of a sudden is no longer an empty space, because you're beginning to become aware of what always existed, but you couldn't do it with your senses. A separation in 2 points of consciousness creates time, yes or no? Come on. Yes. I'm here and I want to go there. I have 1 point of consciousness, 1 point of awareness that I'm standing here, and my other point of awareness is where I want to go. My consciousness is over there, yes? Yes? So then when I experience that separation, of course, it's going to take me time. So the greater the separation, the more time you have. Yes or no?
Yes.
So then the more you're living by the hormones of stress, and the more you experience separation, the more time it takes for everything to happen. Yes or no?
Yes.
Does that make sense?
Yes.
So then as you begin to venture closer and closer into the unified field, and keep your attention off the outer world, and keep making that journey, as you begin to experience greater and greater degrees of oneness and wholeness, you would be experiencing less separation and more connection. Would you agree?
Yes.
So then the faster you move, the faster your frequency and the closer you move to that straight line, the less separation you have to people and things and places in your life, your future and your past, then it would make sense then that your dreams would take less time to manifest because you are creating it from a place of less separation. How many people understand that? Yeah. Whoa, I got some heads nodding on that one. Here's my question. My question is this. If you are slowing your frequency down and experiencing more separation, then you are going to try harder. You're going to try to do more. You're going to try to control, predict, force, fight for. Yes or no? Yes. That's humanity, yes? Yes? But then if you're experiencing greater and greater degrees of wholeness, then there's no separation between your past and your future. It's all happening now. As a matter of fact, your future is now. Are you with me still?
Yes.
So then, when you experience those greater and greater degrees of oneness and wholeness and the love for life and the joy for existence and the inspiration to be alive, would you agree then that the more wholeness you feel, the less you'll try?
Yes.
The less you'll force,
yes.
The less you'll try to control.
Yes.
Because why would you do that if you already are connected to it? Is it possible then that as you begin to experience greater and greater degrees of unity, you'll experience greater and greater degrees of love? Yes. That there's always more love to experience as you travel back to that intelligent love and loving intelligence. Yes. Okay? Now, what if your consciousness completely surrendered to its consciousness? In other words, that happened. Then there would be no separation between 2 points of consciousness, which means there would be no time. You would be vibrating at that very fast frequency. In fact, not your consciousness and its consciousness would merge. If time is 2 points of consciousness that are separated, the moment your consciousness is its consciousness, there's no separation, so there's no time. We understand? Yeah. But that no time becomes every time, infinite time. Time is eternal now. And if time is eternal and it's infinite, you got a lot of spaces. You got a lot of things to do. There's a lot of dimensions there. All possibilities exist there. Are you with me still? So then, think about it. Everybody in my life always tells me they want more time. They want more time so they can do more things, yes or no? Yes. So then if you personally are at the place where there's infinite time, there's a lot of possibilities of things that you can do. Are you with me still? And that's the quantum field. I'm going to be saying this 1,000 different ways over the next 4 days, and by time Saturday comes around, you'll be just talking about it like you're talking about the news. But we got to start somewhere, yes? Yes. And the model's going to come together, and it's going to make sense, and then it's going to come apart again. I know that. And then we're going to come at it another angle, and you're going to consolidate that information again back into the model, and I'm going to hit it from another way, and then all of a sudden you're going to get it, and then you're going to say, I can't say it again. And then I'm going to come from another angle, and you're going to talk about it again, and that model's finally going to come together. And when the model comes together, you know what to look for when you're there. Are you with me still? Yes. So don't worry about it. I'm not going to dust you. But a lot of you began to understand what I've been trying to talk about for so long. And you can only talk around this. It's very difficult to talk about it. You have to experience it. And when you experience it and you feel connected, and you are surrendering into that nothing, that you are completely trusting in the unknown. And you're not going to return back to this 3D reality. You just believe there's something else for you to experience. And you are surrendering, unifying with the unified field. And really, as a consciousness, diving into a sea of infinite black space, eternal, endless, vast space. And as an awareness, aware that you're aware in the presence of a greater awareness. And begin to open up to it. And let it love you, because that's what it wants to do. But when you're experiencing separation, how can you love? It's only need. Yes or no? Yes. So then when you hook up to this, and the moment your consciousness becomes its consciousness, or its consciousness becomes your consciousness, then would you agree there's no time between 2 points of consciousness when they are the same? So if there's no separation, then you're in the unified field. And there is no time here, which means there's eternal time, eternal possibilities. And all possibilities, all spaces, all dimensions exist in infinite time. Are you still with me? So then is it possible then the moment that your consciousness merges with its consciousness and you come back to your senses, that you took a little piece with you? Yeah. And you may become more loving. You may become more giving. You may become more conscious or present. You may become more mindful. Its nature begins to become your nature. Its mind becomes your mind. And it's reflected then in your biology as wholeness. And your brain begins to become more coherent. How do we know that? Not just a little more coherent, like a big change in coherence. Your heart starts to become more coherent, and you're less stressed out because you're experiencing less separation. You trust in the future. And you're relaxed and in the present moment. And as its nature becomes your nature, then it may be reflected in your genes, because an inner experience is changing you. No longer an experience from your senses, but an inner experience that just feels as more real than this place. And if your awareness is heightened because you're having a full-on sensory experience without your senses, and if your senses were heightened right now by 50% or 30%, your awareness would be heightened of reality as well. Come on, are you with me? Yes. You'd be seeing more, be hearing more, you'd be smelling more, you'd be feeling more, you'd be tasting more. Everything would become more aware. Yes? So then if your awareness is enhanced, so is your consciousness. Yes or no? Yes. And if your consciousness is enhanced, so is your energy. And you're moving closer to the unified field, and it's being reflected as an experience inwardly. Yes. So then if experience enriches the brain, and experience produces an emotion, and the best way we can describe that faster frequency is an elevated emotion, like incredible gratitude, incredible bliss, incredible orderliness. It's a frequency. And it's going to affect the cells of your body. And in fact, the cells of your body are 100,000 times more sensitive to electromagnetism than they are to chemistry. So now, boom, all of a sudden, the cell starts vibrating at a faster frequency. And it's going to make different proteins. And if all disease is a lowering of frequency and an incoherent message, then the moment the unified field is vibrating in the very cells of your body and the microtubules, the skeletal system of your cells, then you would have to agree then wholeness should be restored in your body. Because you've just raised the frequency of your body and created more unity to the unified field. And if your body is a protein-producing machine, in order for you to make proteins, you have to use a gene. Then just like turning on different Christmas tree lights, you would turn on new genes and turn off old genes in a matter of seconds. And those genes would make different kinds of proteins. And you would experience more health as a result of it, hormonally, chemically, digestively, whatever it would be, structurally. Are you with me still? Yes. So then you experience more wholeness reflected in your biology, and at the same time as you're surrendering away from your outer world towards your inner world, and you become nobody, no one, no thing, nowhere, and no time. I've worked really hard over the last several years in getting people to this point. But now you're in the candy store. Now you're ready to experience what has always existed. And you have to open up to it and become aware of it. And as you keep doing that, you're carving a path neurologically from your thinking brain all the way to your autonomic nervous system. And the faster the frequency that you experience, the autonomic nervous system is now facilitating a different level of consciousness through your body. And the expression of that consciousness is the expression of health, which is equal to the expression of life through your body. So then you can understand then that an incoherent frequency at the very bottom, you can take vitamins. Yep, you can do that. Yeah, you can fast. You can do that too. You can become celibate. You can do all that stuff just so that matter can be controlled by matter. As I was telling the progressive group here this weekend, physician in our work from London, big analytical mind, realizes she's not getting the answers in the conventional model of what she studied. And she came to my progressive workshop in London this past year, and then signed up for the advanced in Italy. And her sister came. She was at the point in her life where she just realized that nobody knew her but her, and that it was her own journey. And she was willing to step into the unknown. Now, she admits that she had a pretty intellectual, analytical mind, and that's how she was trained. And you need an analytical mind when you're going to make a decision about a differential diagnosis in a life or death situation. You need that kind of mind. But she wasn't getting the answers to bigger questions. And so she's in the event, continuously letting go as a someone to connect to everyone, continuously letting go of the somebody to connect to everybody. Every moment taking her attention off something so she could become everything. To lose herself in nothing to become everything. She just kept going, getting beyond place and time, same way. And we were doing the breath, and the group of Italians, and the Europeans, majority Italians, I knew they weren't breathing. I just watched them. And they were mad at me, and giving me the malocchio, Of course, then they'd break through, and then they break through, and then boom, they contract again. Kept holding back. And she went for it in this meditation, this breath, and she said, if I'm not going to do it for myself, I'm going to do it for everybody else in this room, just to see if it's possible. She went from selfish to selfless. And all of a sudden, I'm on the stage, and our beloved brain mapping team's back there yelling. And everybody's phone is blowing up, and I'm right in the middle. She was doing that breath, and that energy shook loose. Boy, did it move. And then she went right from somebody to everybody. Her head locked back. That energy was traveling up and down her spine. Her throat closed off. It scared her. It scared her because she contracted. And then she said, what am I afraid of? And she started letting go, and it just started taking over her. All that energy was going back up to her brain, traveling through each one of these centers, opening them up. Locks. And all of a sudden, her head locks back, and I come running around the back door, and she's having a seizure. Oh my God, seizure, And I take one look at her, and I know exactly what's going on with her. I'm like, she's not having a seizure. Well, our new brain team was just an amazing, amazing group of researchers and peeps, and I had been struggling all week to connect with them, to show them some of the research that we have collected. But they were coming and I was going and they were busy and I was busy. And then by around the third day, I just said, you know what? Let them have the experience. It'll be much more memorable. And now they're back there having, the whole brain's in gamma. You know, she's amped up. High amplitudes and the whole brain's in gamma. And, you know, there's a three-dimensional picture of the brain is showing the neocortex tuned off. Boom. And the whole area where the pineal gland is on fire. It just shows that the pineal neurometabolites are being released, and I know she's having a mystical moment. Anyway, she has this transcendental experience, and the divine, of course, connects to her, and not in words, but in I don't know how to say it, in whatever that language is that's beyond words. Said, I've always been here. Welcome, like I'm here. And she says, you bugger, you little bugger. She just started laughing at the simplicity of what she never was aware of. Are you with me still? Yes. Now, when we see the brain doing that, and that's a very abridged version of her explanation, when we see the brain doing that, we know she can't make her brain do that. It's happening to her. Do you understand? And by the way, how do you know what a spiritual experience looks like? And I've seen that many, many times. And I just said, let her go. And, you know, she's a physician, and her head's locked back, and she's got all this energy moving through, and she's a little bit afraid of it, but she's surrendering to it. And you hear your colleagues saying she's having a seizure. You know, she had to make a choice. She had to make a choice. Am I going that way or am I going this way? And she trusted. Connected to the unified field. Connected. Boom. Now here's the punchline. They send me the pictures of her arm. It was from the time she was a very, very, very small child. She's had eczema over her entire body. This is a doctor now. They're treated with cortisone and treated with diet and tried to do all these things, but it only mitigated the condition. Just treated the symptoms, didn't change it. They showed me a picture of the eczema all over her arm, dated whenever, and then there's the picture Monday after the event. Her arm is completely healed. She's a doctor now, and she's on the stage just going, this stuff is real. This is real. I can tell you, I was there, I know. Now, did she experience a greater degree of wholeness and orderliness as a result of her interaction with the unified field? Yes or no? And if all disease is a lowering of frequency and incoherent light and messages between cells and tissues, then you would have to agree the coherent light that's created from that experience then would raise the frequency of that incoherent message to coherent light. And that would mean a healing should take place because there's more orderliness, because the autonomic nervous system, whose job is to create orderliness and wholeness, is now connected to the conscious mind. As a matter of fact, the conscious mind is immersed in the subconscious mind. And in that moment, there is no separation. So if you made this journey a few times, would you agree then, and you knew a path to travel, and you were traveling down the same road, and you were using it more and more, you'd have to build a better road, yes? Stronger road, yeah? And those other roads that you're no longer using, who cares about if trees fall on it and trees grow over it? And it's just not a path you're ever going to take again. Are you with me still? Yes. And that's exactly what happens neurologically in your brain. But now remember, there's a lot of casinos along the way. There's a lot of fast food stops that you could make. There's Sin City over there. There's the past and the Grim Reaper that could lead you into a very lost community. Would you agree?
Yes.
And it may take you a little time to find your way out because you got lost in there. And if you got frustrated and angry at yourself and more impatient, you're moving further away from the highway. Would you agree? Yes. But if you became aware of it, and you backed up and you came to that point, And then if you went unconscious and went down the road of your past again, and then you did it a third time, I bet you around the fourth time you would say, we're not going to do that again today. As a matter of fact, I'm not ever going to do that again today. And you move past that exit. You'll know that exit. Would you agree?
Yes.
I always say when I'm on the road and I'm a little out of balance and I sit down to start my meditation and here comes one of those. And I always say, oh, it's you again. Oh, you're here. Okay, let's go. But I have done it enough times that I know where not to turn off. Would you agree? Yes. Would you agree then if your attention was on it? The only way you would move towards it was to experience it and feel it. Would you agree? And the longer you could feel it and stay present with it and pay attention to it, you're present in front of the mirror. Are you with me still? And then in your waking day, when you're thinking and then you stop and move from beta to alpha, instead of being this far away from the unified field, experiencing that much separation, you've carved that path. And so you start thinking, geez, I'd like to have a synchronicity today. Oh, we made it this far? I got it. I'll take it the rest of the way. It'll be at work by the time you get there. Because it's connected to everything and everyone. Are you with me still? So then, the more you continuously make this journey, and you more carve that pathway, then when your brain moves from beta to alpha in your waking day and you want something or you begin to think about something, you're taking it closer to the unified field, which means there's less separation. It should take less time for it to appear in your life. How many people got that? So here's my question. You don't have to answer it right now, but if you want to, you can. Is it worth it? That's you. See that orange dot? The meditation starts, the meditation ends. Did you move? No, you were just sitting there with your eyes closed, listening to music. I'm going to show him. Then, there's people who can't get their attention off the environment. No, it's too cold, it's too hot. I don't like that smell. I don't like this song too much. That's where they journey. Where all their attention is on their environment. And some people take the big journey, whoa! Almost lost my mind. Then, there's that old loop-de-loop. Just analyzing away. You with me still? We've all done this, huh? Then, of course, there's the good and the bad, the right and the wrong, the past and the future, the positive and the negative. Of course, moving back and forth and really going nowhere. Yes? And then, of course, there's that long journey all day long. Just solving all the problems that you have. Planning all the things you're going to do when you leave the event. And then there are people who will take kind of a crazy journey, but they won't give up. They just keep persisting. And yeah, they're going through the nuances of their own mind, but they just keep their attention on the unified field. And sooner or later, they connect with it, and they all say the same thing. That was so worth it. So worth the journey. And of course, when you connect to the unified field and experience oneness, the same life force that's causing a flower to bloom, consciousness affecting the material, that level of consciousness moving through you causes you to express a greater expression of life within you. and all around you, and you get to experience the fruits of your efforts.
All right, so we are done with the lesson 4. Mansi, do you want to?
Yes, yes. Actually, I'm out right now. So there is a lot of disturbance. So if you guys can just carry on, I'll just join in like 5-10 minutes when I reach home. I'm just here to
Sure,
take my
sure,
daughter from school.
sure, please. Yeah, go ahead. Do any of us want to share some experiences, any thoughts on what we just went through? Milanji, Manishi,
Hi,
anybody?
Saurabh. Hi. Yeah, I just joined a very last 10-15
Oh,
minutes, but
okay.
I like the very last part, which is all around meditation, the way he shows of the tree and different different thought processes triggers in the mind, all various option, various combination he showed. But only those who could get successful is the people who are really consistent with the practice and go to the roots. That is all sync with the actual what the meditation is all about. It is not a one day activity. It is a consistent practice, and definitely you will get the results mean to get, because you are actually that meditation, and the end result is awesome, which is beyond, we can't describe that in the words, which is something beyond this world. That is, you are actually beyond your thoughts, and you start enjoying your life. So I really love about the series. He explained that scientifically, and he explained that to the ordinary people, that you can also uh, uh, can get up to that particular level just if you follow the practice consistently. And other day video, he said the same thing, like like sometimes you fail in your practice of meditation or whatever the practice he suggests, because you practice just for few days and then you say that, oh, doesn't work, and then you put the message on social media saying that, oh, this is not working. And there are a group of other people who also has the same experience. They also sync with you, saying that, yes, this is some mumbo jumbo, this is not working. But there are people who are actually doing exactly the same practice, but they are getting the results. So yeah, it is our individual decision which particular team you want to belongs to. So yeah, consistency is the key for meditation. I love the part today. So, thank you.
Yeah, thanks for sharing that. Yeah, I personally like the initial part where he was explaining. So it was the yesterday session which we replayed, the 4.1 and 4.2, where he talked about turning towards unified field and about the quantum field, where he was explaining how we go from lower frequency to higher frequency and kind of become one with the source, kind of a thing. So that was the part I liked.
No, Saurav, actually, when you say change the frequency and you connect with the source, like what is the science behind that?
I mean, I'm still learning that and trying to understand and comprehend it. But from what I understood was the lower energy centers is what he's referring to with the lower frequency, and as our energy flows higher and higher towards the pineal gland, we are getting into that stage where we are getting into that straight line or nothing. Which he described through that board diagram. So
Yeah.
where
Yeah,
we
actually, yeah. Actually, what I recollect was that there are certain sections of our mind, brain, you can say, they operate on a different level of frequency, like because certain alpha, beta, theta, and things like that, right? So their strength uh, is based on different frequency. They cannot like everything inside the brain cannot work on the same frequency. So when Dr. Joe Spencer says that the frequency changes and things like that. So basically, the different sections of our brain are working together to tap it to its real like power of the brain. Actually, that's what I recollect.
No, I
So
would like to say, okay, finish up.
no, that's okay. Like I'm done. Yeah, you want to add something on that?
Yeah. So what I want to say you, so this is all electromagnetic field of brain and everything, the universe also. So there are different frequencies in the brain like that, beta, alpha, gamma, delta. So the more the frequency is lower, not you are going to the meditative stage. This is what he wants to say. So when in a normal routine work, we have that beta state. Then when you go into meditative or when you calm down, then slowly the frequencies go on changing. So it's the whole body or whole this or nervous system is it's a electric conducting system. So accordingly the frequencies change. So what he wants to say is the more you meditate, the more you calm down your mind, the more you go towards the less frequency state, and you can attain some uh, powerful feelings or whatever these things are there what he's mentioning. So it is like that. This is why what I understand.
Yeah, it's just like tapping it to the real power of your brain actually by
Right,
changing the frequencies and things like that.
right.
That's the
Changing
point
the
behind that.
frequency. Right. Perfect.
Yeah, that's the nature of the brain, like how it works basically.
Yeah. It's some electromagnetic waves. The way you think, no, the way those waves behave, the frequency changes. So what he says is it all depends on your mind, how you meditate, how you think. It is like that. And means accordingly the secretions are secreted. The uh, serotonin, the hormones like serotonin, and those who are happy hormones. When those happy hormones are secreted, you're automatically there's a feeling of goodness, or some pleasant things, and your the electromagnetic waves also the pulses are reduced, and so you go into the lower frequency waves.
It's just like that, if you before taking the next breath, you have to take off the previous breath. Actually, it's just like that. You have to. Uh, I think that's
You,
how the brain works. Yeah.
yeah, you have to you mindful. You have to train your brain. It is like that, very simple, with a mindfulness.
Manishji, can you give
Yeah.
some actual practical example of these concepts instead of science? Just a simple example in our day-to-day life. How we can
Example.
achieve this state? How we can achieve this state? Yesterday he shown the graph which Saurabh just mentioned. Like waves at the bottom level, waves, and then very top, which is unified with the consciousness, universal consciousness, a straight line. Can you give me any example of? Give us example of practical day-to-day life.
Like
Anyone?
see, how I see that whatever we do on a daily basis, we should be very mindful of our what I believe is that like we meditate, we do yoga, exercise, and things like that. Basically, we are calming our mind, and basically we are becoming more conscious of our own nature of body, mind, and soul. Actually, through that awareness, we are just tapping to our true power. And the author gave different graphs, right? So they are just part of the like how mindfully we spend our day, right? Without worrying, without thinking about worry, anxiety, and so many things like that. That's how the brain works in different ways when we are mindful. Actually, I
Yeah.
can only recollect that right now. Yeah.
No. Yeah. Manish, you rightly pointed out this thing. Just a quick addition. The word here is mindfulness. The second part, Manish ji, you clearly on the worrying. Worrying is overthinking. That means you're on the lower vibration side. As we all discuss different vibrations, we all know that love, gratitude, joy, these are all vibrations, because instead of just following the science or the graphs and everything, we feel inside, right? Whenever we are joyful in loving this thing, when we experience this thing, it is our experiential knowledge that yes, we do enjoy these feelings, those vibrations. That means yes, our brain is actually in that good mood, good hormones. So that's way. And the point which you, Manish, mentioned, yes, the real key here is the mindfulness. For example, just remember your time with your family, your loved ones, or your kids. When you are laughing aloud with them, like childish, like when you laugh with them, we play with them. At that time, when you laugh from your belly, there are no thoughts actually, because you are not thinking at that moment, because laughter is not related to thinking. You are beyond your thought process. You really enjoy your time with your kids. That is a mindfulness practice actually. And when you gather these type of mindful moments, Manish, as you explained, the yoga is exactly the same. Yoga, when you do the yoga, your whole focus is within that mat. You are not going beyond anything else. That mat is your universe. You are one with your body. That is what the yoga is, or yoga is actually union. So when you are that, again, you are in that mindfulness and this thing. So yes, in our daily practice, mindfulness, every action and this thing, if you sync with that mindfulness practice, then automatically you are actually rising yourself to that high vibration, and you will get glimpse of it. For me, just a simple example which I always suggest everyone to do: go into nature. No other way to just get into that high vibration. Just spend few minutes, 10 minutes a day here and there with nature alone, and then you will start getting the glimpse. No need to go with the hard practices and all that. Yes, Joe, talk about it. I like those practices, but instead of what we can achieve in our day to life, in our life, is these small practices: mindfulness, going into the nature, playing with kids, all those things. Thank you. Yeah, just trying to relate all whatever we are discussing to our day-to-day life, daily activities. Thank you. Thanks, Maniji, for your answer. Thank you.
Yeah, and I just want to add to what you just said, that when Dr. Joe Spencer says about the quantum field and things like that. So what he meant is, there is a inside our mind there is a quantum field where there is a source of infinite energy. So when he says no space, no time, he says that that energy is beyond those space and time. It is all around us. The air we breathe and things like that. We can't see the air, but we are breathing the air, right? So that's how that infinite energy exists in our mind. And with these mindful practices, we can tap into that energy, and which is the energy of the universal, basically. So the Dr. Joe Spencer mentioned that no space, no time means it is beyond these things, beyond these thoughts, beyond this. When you mention space and time, we are limiting our energy to something. But he says quantum field where all possibility exists. That is a source of infinite energy. So with these mindful practices, we can tap into the true power of our mind, and we can where every conceivable outcome exists. So that's how the trying to say that deep inside our mind there is a source of infinite energy, and that is beyond space and time. So that's why he says no space, no time. So that field exists all around us. And that's what I got from today's session. Actually. Yeah. Any questions?
Anyone else? Shruti ji, Rajesh ji, Dr. Suhas?
Milinji
not-
explained very nicely.
I am not able to speak, so I've just sent out a message on the group sharing
Awesome.
something.
No problem.
Yeah, so Shruti has shared that we had a psychiatric session few months back wherein we were told even inhaling rose can change mood every day. Yeah.
Yeah, that is one part of that, no? Yeah. See, but my thinking, how I feel is that, as if we go by Dr. Joe Spencer, deepens our mind, if we do everything mindfully and do meditation and very actively and believe in that, we can really connect to that source of energy, and where like we can, where every conceivable outcome exists. So that's how, because I've seen some people, where we are very successful, they do a lot of focused meditation, yoga every day, That's how, they connect to that source of energy actually.
That is what we need to ingrain our daily life. I was surprised when I visited very first time to Vaishnav Devi. you need to climb that hill and so many steps and all that. So I seen the people, old people and small kids and everything, especially North Indians, because they're so, it is the pure power of faith, the way they climb and all that. And me and my friend from Mumbai, we stop at every stop. But at that time, we realized how, from where they get this power, all old people again. And then at that time, I realized it is all faith. So that means something is inside. But that is what exactly Joe Dispenza is, this thing, connecting with your quantum field. You get all the energy. Then my always question to myself is, okay, how I'm going to implement that in my daily life? I will get that energy while I'm doing my office work. We need to be productive there. And yes, these sessions actually helps to unlock those ideas. And this discussion definitely helps. Sometimes you get some key words or key points from someone else speaks. So yeah, awesome. Thank you.
Yes, I'm listening.
Hello.
Very beautiful discussion. Yeah, yeah. Go on.
Am I audible?
Yeah, yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. Here I want to add this. Everywhere in life, if you want to achieve bigger success, consistency is the first important point. So Joe Dispenza is trying to again emphasize that. And whenever his workshops are organized, so wherever, then he says that your state of emotions on higher virtues, higher values, higher waves for a consistent period gives you magical result. Suppose if you are sometimes in beta, sometimes in alpha, sometimes in theta, sometimes in delta, magic may not happen. But although it is good than nothing, but for creating a magic, miracle, or some good results, we have to consistently practice and having focus on doing on higher vibrations. That is the key. So yeah, there is one thing I just read before 2 days. Unsuccessful people are not having even attention for 4 minutes, and super achievers are having 4 hours of consistent focus on any work. So here, if you apply that analogy here and his workshops and results, so we have started on very good level. We are starting, we are thinking, we are seeing his videos. Now we are doing meditations also. So if this continues for a considerable period and distractions are lesser and our focus becomes more and more good, I think we will also see the results. That is what I wanted to add.
That was a beautiful question.
Thank you very much, Rajji. That is awesome. Yeah.
Thank you, Saurabh, for playing the video today. I was actually in the hustle bustle, and I was just hoping if someone will play it, I might just go, and it just helps me. Thank you so much.
We will be having the session tonight also, right? Same as yesterday.
Yeah, Milinji, Shruti is asking about the meditation session. Yes, we will have it.
Yeah,
We
absolutely.
will just put
Yeah.
around the video sound. It will be a better version today.
Great,
Yeah,
great.
we'll fix that. We'll fix
Is
that
it
problem.
tomorrow morning?
It's what we can do. We can just log in like maybe 2-3 minutes before and check the sound and all, and then we can.
Yeah. We started the evening 9:30 Indian timing meditation now every day. Started with Joe Dispenza series, and we are planning to continue that throughout, because there is so much actually to be done, and yeah, we will do it. Yeah, so that's the plan. That's our sankalpa.
Tonight also, no?
Yes, every up to Monday to Thursday, every night,
Okay.
9:30.
Fine.
It will be 5 minutes to max 30 minutes. No
Fine.
discussion, absolutely. Start
Very good.
meditation, finish meditation, and yeah, go to your sweet dreams.
Oh, fine.
And sleep. Yeah, that's the idea.
Milind, thank you. You have said Sankalp. So
Yes.
it's the greatest secret. So
Absolutely.
we all will enjoy that.
Yeah. We need to start actually using start using our Indian terms, because what I've seen, I'm in UK, in many yoga centers here, they start explaining these terms to their student. And here UK, Goralok, they really sync with those terms. They want to understand all those different terms. And in India, we are going other way around. We start calling it yoga instead of yoga, calling it chakra instead of chakra, in that way. So I think we should start saying the proper Indian this thing. This is everything, as we last time discussed. This is all our Indian scriptures and this thing.
आप
So
कहाँ पे रहते हो?
yeah.
आप कहाँ पे रहते हो यूके
I'm in
में?
London. I'm recently shifted to London. Otherwise, previously I used to stay in Jersey, Channel Island. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So just to
Basically, you're sounding like a typical Indian with India in his heart, like Goralok and all that.
Mansi, reason behind it, yes, I am here for last 18. Again, this is not again my discussion, but just simply this thing. Again, from Mumbai background and all that. What really for a last 18 years I missed is the again Indian heritage. And yeah, once you're outside, then only you realize the value of India and its culture and everything. So
Yes.
that is what I did for last 18 years. That is what I said to. I have so much terabytes of data to share. And actually, this is again a law of attraction for me. For many years, I dreamed that I should have a group where I can share all this. So for that, I created my website and all that. But now the dream came true for me from last year when I joined all you people in this thing. And now it is a time to just give out. What's the point keeping all that stuff on my hard drive? Because once you're gone, its value is zero. Frankly, you all know that, right? So better to distribute. That's why last time we shared our PDF books library. And that is what the whole idea of this group actually, just share whatever the best, because everyone here, we are all one. Okay. Just ponder on this thought. Okay. And so we will do it together and achieve that infinite excellence together. And absolutely, there is no string attached. Okay. So in future, there will be no like, oh, now this could converted into some kind of coaching or there is a cost. No. If there is any such plan, then definitely we'll do it separately, but no, not for this particular group or people. Yeah. But I definitely from heart, Mansi, I want people to start doing these practices, because outside world, I've seen like in UK and in US and all that, people strictly follow that, religiously follow this meditation and yoga and all that. And they're getting the results. Then why not we? So yeah, so definitely we'll share, but please part of all those discussions and meditations and whatever the things which we are doing. Yeah. And thanks for all your participation, like watching movies, reading books, sharing notes and all those things. Thank you.
Yeah,
Thank
I
you.
was just wondering if you could watch a movie coming soon, like maybe this Saturday or something. We can plan on something. Long time, no? We had
Yeah.
also.
We'll
So
do
we
it.
can plan on.
Wow.
And I'm really grateful, Milinji, that you are taking that initiative, because this whatever we are watching and all, I feel this was a little heavier for everyone to understand also. Like the meditations are also very deep. So you taking this initiative of starting something really small, with small practices, that is really I think even more helpful, because this
There,
will help us become mindful.
Mansi, I completely agree with you. The only reason is there is so much information available on internet like YouTube. There are millions and millions of videos. Yeah. So even if someone start, okay, I'll start from YouTube videos. What happens is that because of so much information,
Information
no one is
overload.
going anywhere. No one is going anywhere. For example, very simple, see this thing, like you want to wear your socks, you will wear a socks of your size, right? Not my size. Every individual requirement is different and no one is addressing that. Okay. So what I will do, just since I'm very much into meditation, I love reading and everything, today I will share a PDF. Just go through it, then you will understand. Simple 5 pages, this thing. Just go through it and see what's happening around the world in meditation. Means, like why we are not able to do it, because of the
Wow.
information overload. I will share that document with you, then you will understand. And this is all because of, I think Dr. Suhas said rightly on other day, it is all the marketing these people are doing. So we fall in their trap. We thought that, oh, I'm doing this meditation for 2 months, but I'm not getting any results, because you set the false expectation in the beginning. Whereas meditation is actually very simple thing. Okay, then how to do it? Definitely, I have loads of videos. Let's start with those, very simple videos. Very simple to understand, in very simple English. If you want in Marathi, I will give Marathi. If you want Hindi, then Hindi. Sometimes I listen the South Indian as well, but reason behind that I will explain you in actual meditation. Sometimes that is also help. It is a type of a meditation to listen meditation in totally different language which you don't understand. So I have those videos as well.
Milinji, I'll interrupt
Yes.
over here.
Go
So
ahead.
even all our religions know in India,
Yeah.
they all religions, they whatever we do jap or we just count those mala and
Yes.
everything, no?
Yes.
It
Yes.
is all
Yes.
meditations, all meditation.
Yes. True. True. True.
It means
I do that.
everything in everyday life there is a meditation, but we don't
I do
follow it, we don't understand it,
Yeah. Yeah.
and when we don't try to understand it, we don't want to understand it. This is the thing.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
we
Yeah.
like what Gora people do, we like it.
That is our bringing, or like we have that in this thing and all that. No,
Yeah,
absolutely no. Only what we are trying to do here is very simple. Uh, uh, just to make everyone understand, okay, and understanding is not like me explaining or you explaining me, through experience, because I'm very 100% this thing. Once you get that experience, that you can go beyond your thoughts, okay, you can control your thoughts. Once you get that experience through this small meditation, then bingo, means I really use meditation left, right in my office. Like in my office, I'm just a little bit taking your time, but yeah, in office my meetings are very stressful, and all stressful means the same, because there are directors, very top management, where you can't say a single word to them, and you need to control your emotions and all that. And exactly at that point, all these meditation practices help me for so many years. So that's why I want to share that with you all these things, that this experience you will get even if you are in office, in whatever difficult situations and all that. Meditation is always there with you, okay, and you will surprise seeing your own responses, saying that, okay, how I change. And the whole idea goes to whole credit goes to meditation. And whose practice? Your own practice. So why not? So this is good that we have started with Joe Dispenza. But yeah, depend on your like and all that. Please ping the message which particular area you want to work. Like last time we took the chakra one. It is a depth one. We already discussed that it is not for like with expert we need to learn. But why not have very simple knowledge around it, like what are chakras and all that, and work with a small meditation. Why need to go into very deep? No, we are not yogis or something. We are family people. Let's do the simple meditation. So that's the idea. Sorry, I'm taking a lot of time, but yeah, that is what something.
And it's good that you are so passionate and having
Yeah.
terabytes and trying to simplify it for the group. That's the great thing.
Yeah.
Milind, where were you staying in Mumbai?
Mumbai, Chembur, Tilak Nagar.
Okay, I stay in Thane.
Okay. Great. Yeah.
Earlier, we were planning to stay at BKC, but apart from our own building,
Yeah.
nothing was there. All commercial buildings were there. So we thought that township is good for us.
Yeah.
And you are having Tichkule group on your WhatsApp. So I understood that time only ki you are Maharashtrian. At that time.
Yeah. Many people say me
Wow.
that you're sounding this thing, and I never fool this thing, because sometimes people, you don't have that UK accent, like that English accent. I said,
I
why
couldn't have
we
understood.
No, why we require? That is what why we require. For example, if you listen to Deepak Chopra, he never speak in US accent. If you see
Yes,
Sadhguru, he never speaks in this thing.
Correct.
When you are authenticate, we know what
Yes.
you are speaking. That's it. No, I do not bother
Yeah,
about
great.
accent and everything. Absolutely
Yeah,
no.
that's why we're connecting on very higher level, because you're
Exactly.
authentic and you're trying from your heart.
Yeah, that's the base. Again, so please do attend meditation sessions, and definitely will go far, because as I explained, there is a lot to share, and I like to share. I want to share. If you join and then you raise your question, because that is kind of revision for me, and that really helps actually for me as well. Because there are so many different dimensions, and the very good thing and very surprising thing for us is, this is all from India. There are so many masters. They already share this knowledge, and it is on YouTube as well. It is not something which is in my pocket, but no one realizes, no one has access to this, because like we are so much information now. Where to search? So this group, B group, is for that. Just attend the meeting, and definitely we'll start sharing all this things. So today I will share this one PDF. Just go through it and then share your thoughts in some of the session. Yeah.
Yeah, sure.
Yes.
Thank you everyone. Thank you.
Bye bye. See you all.